celebrating today 40 years of TTS performance. I started the business in 1982. We've got a great range of kits, and the one that we're unveiling today is more than just a kit. We've got a complete bike that we've got our own slant on. We'd like very much to show you it right now. Okay, so it's last chance saloon. We're Santa Pod, run what you brung, strong headwind, but it's dry. Got the track dryers out, so hopefully we'll make a run before lunch. To all you drag racers out there telling me that I should be running 8s, just a reminder, we're foot shifting, we're stock wheelbase, stock tyres, front end's not strapped, back end's not lowered. So the amount of power I'm going to be able to put down, low down, is going to be limited. And I'm not Gadsden or Amore, I'm about twice their weight. So I'm still looking to be in the 9s easily, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. We know that will be tramping on at the top end. It'd be interesting to see what sort of top speed we can get to in the quarter. Yesterday was an interesting one, racing in the rain. But it gave us an idea of what the launch functions and other electronics on the bike can do, and maybe we can get somewhere close in the first couple of runs today. So here's hoping. Still balls in the start up. I'm not getting the start at all. Look at that was designed for that, wasn't it?
Perfect fit.
I'm going to get the ticket, see what we've done. So we've managed to get down the track 4 times. Been playing around with the launch function. It's got 1 to 10. Traction control I've now turned off completely. Launch function, that last run, I ran it on number 6, but I also used the launch control on 6,000, so fed the clutch in really nice at the start. Did my best 60 foot 1.73, which still isn't great, but it is a standard wheelbase bike. But then the launch function took all the power out of it, so we went through at 151 and only 110 on the 8th, where the run before was 118 on the 8th and 158 on the quarter, with a 193 60 foot. So I've got to put the bottom end and top end together and see if we can get this elusive 9-second run. I've every confidence if I can get a couple more runs in that I will be there. How far into the 9s? Who knows? We've got a strong headwind. Enjoying the day, but it's extremely busy, so turnaround times are not quick. Wish me luck. Well, we've got 6 runs in 8 hours today. It's hardly going to get my feet under the table with this beastie. But the last run I got in the 9s, 990, 155. Wasn't my best 60 foot, wasn't my best 8th, wasn't my best second 8th. But overall, put it all together and I did a 9.9. Best combination would probably be about a 9.7, but still so much to learn about the bike and how much power I can get in a lower gears, how much the launch function affects things. I had some really wild rides where the launch function set really low, the front wheel was in the air all over the place, and then the sweet spot seems to be LF3, which lets the front wheel come up quite a bit, but it's still controllable. I've got full power in all the gears. I started off with only 40% in first, 60% in second, but at the end of the day I felt like I could control it off the clutch in the lower gears. I'm getting there, still a lot to learn about the bike, and of course it's stock wheelbase with all this power. It's a top speed job, not a quarter miler, but enjoyed the day, pleased to get in the 9s. Best top speed gets this really strong headwind of 158 mile an hour. Best time of 990. It's raining.
Again?
Drag racing in rain.
Mate, we need to move to Vegas.
Yeah. So, still can't get a handle on this track. It's a bit slippery out here. So,
what is it about? It was about 11 degrees it was saying in the car.
11 degrees.
And now we've got...
And a hazy rain. And it's, I'm doing a 2.1 60 foot, which is pretty pathetic, but hey ho, I'm trying to get a handle on it, which isn't the best conditions to try.
No.
So doing 10-second quarter miles, 150 odd terminal, but we're not even close yet, so we'll have to see how we go tomorrow at Santa Pod if we don't get any joy here. At least there's a track there. If it's dry, I'll know where I am with it. I know the track. But we won't give up just yet. You feel like you're about to take off.
It's quite stable at speed, isn't it?
Sorry, it is stable,
Quite
really stable.
Yeah.
I mean, to do what we're doing is a bit mental, but what's new? Yeah. So we'll.
Should we go against that next, Rich?
Yeah. I think you need to get yourself sort of prepped so you can have a little go on it, get your camera on.
Yeah.
And then you can see how much you can, if you're watching the dash with your camera, you can see how much throttle you're using.
Yeah.
You can't watch it while you're going because
I know. I played it back. I played the footage back from last time when it was dry.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's surprised now. I was short shifting. I didn't think I was, but I was.
I've been hitting the limiter too many times here.
Yeah.
This tacho's more accurate than the Gen 2, and it hits the rev limiter at 11.2, which is what it's set at. So, you know, where the Gen 2 would go around to like 12,000 revs, when in fact it's only doing 11. Yeah. This one it's doing 11. It's doing 11. So you got to do the change as you're in the limiter.
How are you finding the brakes?
Brakes are fantastic on here. I've got the hazards flashing at me that time, so I must be braking pretty hard, and it doesn't feel like it's skipping or anything.
Yeah.
So it's pretty controllable. Quite amazing to do this in the wet. Hey ho. Everything flashing on the dash, traction control, launch function is all flashing away at me, so it's doing quite a lot. But yeah, dragging in the wet is just not the best, is it?
No.
It's still telling me that I'm shutting off before the quarter mile. Yeah, 2.17 60 foot, 10.8 143.
The point of today is just to get some high speed, hard acceleration.
Yeah,
just to test it, isn't it?
The thing that I'm looking at is getting to know the bike, getting to know how well the functions the bike offers work with all this power. And the launch function's at 5, and you've got 1 to 10 to choose from, and it seems near enough perfect. The front wheel's skipping off the ground, it's not launching in the air, it's not wheeling. It takes a bit getting used to pin it and know that it's going to look after itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're welcome to have a go, soon as you like. Changed the settings, so now we're on power 1, which is full power, but we've still got the launch function and the traction control at 5, so hopefully it'll give me enough control. So here goes. Right, so brilliant to twist Carl's arm into having to go on. You got enough?
I'll do one more. Just so fast, and it's just going downhill. I mean, I was braking so early on the way down and not even hitting. I don't think I ever got it into top gear.
No, you didn't. You got it into fifth.
Yeah.
But then you didn't max it in fifth before you braked. I could hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just very wary that it's a prototype and it's worth a lot of money. So yeah. But no, very good. Very, it's a real buzz, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a real thrill to ride.
The throttle does exactly what you ask it, doesn't it? There's no delay it's just linear.
It's so much more trustworthy than that.
Yeah.
I mean, the traction control on that is pretty good, but it's even though I've dialed it right down, it's still quite intrusive.
Yeah.
And I think with the track day tyres, it's just not working. But with this is, long wheelbase. Yeah. And lots of lights flashing. It's like a disco.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. And it's doing its job really well, isn't it?
If only it was like this the other week. But yeah, it's been really good.
Well, it's a shame it's been wet all day, but it just shows how drivable the bike is, even with all this power, with the functions that Suzuki give us. It's not scary, it's still quick, but when we get dry track, then we'll have to see what quarter miles we do. Today was pretty slow off the start line, but at the end of the day, I don't know what to fucking say.
So just keep going.
It's surprisingly easy to just go really, really bloody fast in a straight line, isn't it?
Yeah.
And despite that, the weather conditions, despite it being quite slippery, and I know it's slippery because I've just been out there on my own 2.0, and it's so much more stable. it's so much more stable. It's easier to launch, and it's got twice the power. How
And
does
some, yeah.
yeah, and a bit more. You know, so how does that work?
Certainly the wings are not detrimental. It's pulling on, like you say, it's really, really stable, and the front end doesn't want to come up. Even at 150, when the launch control function is no longer being active, it still stays really, really stable.
And just going back, just looking at that data, then it just pulls and pulls and pulls and pulls, doesn't it? It doesn't.
Never
it pulls
backs
at
off.
the same. It pulls at the same rate, same constant rate.
Yeah, from 50 to 100 to 100, from 100 to 150, it's same rate of acceleration.
Yeah.
It's getting from 50 to 100, or should I say, it's getting from 100 to 150 just as quick as it's getting from 50 to 100. It just doesn't back off.
What do you reckon then? As a best guess, what would this, on the right gearing, how fast do you reckon this would go?
About 220, I reckon.
Yeah.
About 220.
220. Tucked in.
Yeah.
Proper
What
tucked
I'd
in.
like to see is
All
standing a half
soaked
mile.
up.
Yeah. Doing a standard half mile, a standing half mile, should I
Yeah.
say. I think it'll be close to 200 mile an hour on the half mile.
Really?
Yeah. It's just a pity there's not enough braking distance here to do it,
No.
because if there was,
This is what, a 1 kilometre strip, is it? It's about 1 kilometre.
yeah,
isn't
it is. It's me and Clive just measured it, and it's 3/4 of a mile, which
Yeah.
is a kilometre's 5/8 of a mile, isn't it?
Yeah.
But when I go over the quarter and I'm braking hard from 155 mile an hour, I'm taking nearly a quarter of a mile today in the wet to stop.
Yeah.
So if I got to the half mile marker, and then there's only a quarter mile to stop,
Yeah.
and I'm going to be doing close to 200 mile an hour, I'm going to be 100 yards in the field. So,
It is.
as much as I can be stupid, I'm not that stupid.
It is testament though to the electronics package that comes with this bike. Just makes it so rideable. Even in less than favourable conditions. I don't know about it's like a disco on there, isn't it? All these lights are coming up.
Yeah,
saying,
they're telling you I'm looking after you.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm your safety net. And I guess that's one of the big differences between this third generation Busa to the second gen.
For sure.
The advance in electronics just allows you to put all that power down.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what Suzuki were aiming for, though, isn't it? They wanted to make it more refined, more usable. Make that 180 odd horsepower that they had as standard to be more usable, but it also works on this, which makes an extra 200 on top of that.
What amazes me is that it is fast enough. The traction control and launch function and everything is fast enough to take care of the new power figure.
Yeah.
And my fear was that it would not react quick enough, and even though I got launch function on there, it would wheelie and flip me over backwards.
Yeah.
And it took me quite a while to have confidence that it was going to look after itself.
Yeah.
And to actually pin the throttle. In fact, I feel I could quicken the throttle action up, so you didn't have to roll so much throttle on to get full power.
Yeah.
If I make it more aggressive, I know that the launch function will take care of it. So we've got a little bit to play with. I think I could give it a little bit more throttle in first gear. We're only running 40% in first gear, 60% in second, 75 in third.
Yeah.
And you can really feel the difference when you get into third gear. It's really starting to pull on strong. But I think we could probably go to 50, 75, and then full power for third.
Yeah.
Full fifth.
How many runs do you think we did today
Christ,
with this?
15 to 20 runs.
Yeah. And it's still
ticking over.
It's still
and
running sweetly.
Not smoking and running sweet. Yeah. I mean, it's still starts on the button, I hope.
So it's that supercharger is completely reliable. As far as we've tested it so far, we've done loads of runs on it, and it's been solid, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
In fact,
Received
it wants
over.
more.
Hey,
It wants more.
it wants more.
He wants you to go and ride it some more.
Yeah. Right, we've got to get off the runway, haven't we? We're off to see the wizard. Yeah, so it's early in the morning. We haven't got our brains intact yet. See, I can't even speak straight. We're likely to do 200 miles an hour today, so having a brain isn't mandatory. And hopefully it's going to stay nice and dry. We've got the Rocket 300 and the SuperBusa, and we're meeting with MCN, and we don't know what they're bringing, but it could be exciting. We'll see when we get there. Okay, so we're a nice early start at Kendrew Barracks today. Got 2.5 mile runway. We won't need all of that. We'll be hitting the top speed way before that, probably way before 1 mile. So Motorcycle News are doing the testing. They brought a stock booster as well. It's a shame that we didn't get the chance to run the H2R that we was hoping for, but hey ho, that'll happen sooner or later. Yeah, so this morning is all photographs while the track's drying out, and then we'll get some proper speed and adrenaline going later in the day. It'd be better if I did the crash helmet up.
Fuck it.
Well, I got brave there, hit the rev limiter in 676 miles an hour. That's come up really quick. Didn't take long to get there at all. Wow. Felt pretty safe when you get your head down. It didn't feel like it was going to blow me off like I thought it was. But hey, I can do that again now. I've done it once. You want it in U1.
Okay.
That's everything's off.
Right.
Full power. Full power in every gear.
Yeah. Yeah. You just go straight to the speed limiter in top.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so we've got back from awesome day at Kendrew Barracks, where they've got a 2.5 mile runway. We've had the booster up there, the SuperBusa, and we've had the Rocket 300 up there, putting through the paces with Motorcycle News. We was only going to take this bike for them, but as the Rocket was ready, we thought we'd have the opportunity to get some good speeds out of it, which you can't do on the road. And it was tremendous. The Rocket performed faultlessly. The SuperBusa performed faultlessly, had countless top speed runs and quarter miles, never missed a beat all day. 0 to 200 mile an hour in less than 14 seconds. Rocket 3 not far behind it. Amazingly, this baby was hitting the limiter in top gear at 177 miles an hour in, again, just under 14 seconds. So it's stomping. And the quarter mile times, you won't believe for this baby. This did the quarter mile on a damp, dusty runway, 10 seconds dead at 153 miles an hour. 10 seconds dead at 153. Forget the 10 seconds, that could be an 8 second on a drag strip. 153 mile an hour. That's pretty damned awesome. Like I say, it's all here, ready to go, and it's now a case, which one would you prefer? A SuperBusa or a Rocket 300? You've got 270 foot-pound of torque, 190 foot-pound of torque, 370 horsepower, 340 horsepower. This baby weighs a bit more, but she's geared lower, so she accelerates extremely hard. I think it's a difficult choice, but I don't really have to make it because I've got both.